Good evening, guys, and happy Sunday to all of our sunshiny faces. Happy Easter, guys. So I'm actually getting ready to take a shower and get to bed because yesterday and today both I was up fairly early. So I actually kind of ended up watching some TV, kind of fell asleep. So I'm gonna get in the shower now and get to bed. We ended up celebrating Easter today, which was really fun. We ended up, again, got up kind of early because I told you guys how I was going over to my aunt and uncle's house today, and I was bringing a vegetable side dish kind of thing. I was doing this kind of cheese and vegetable like casserole, kind of, not casserole, but it was like a side dish kind of thing. I ended up making that today, but I needed to get up like not super early, but I was just planning on making it earlier today because I haven't made it before and I didn't entirely know how much time I was gonna need, and again, to cook time, and if it was still gonna be cold. I wanted to make sure it was gonna be warm for the party today and everything like that. So anyways, long story short, I ended up making it. I just wanted to make sure that I was up early so I had enough time to, and everything like that too, because making it and then also having breakfast this morning, when we were cooking for breakfast, because I didn't want to, I wanted to make sure that I had access to the stove and the oven and that kind of stuff too, cooking it and everything like that. So I did. I was able to, like I said, make that, and it turned out actually really good. And there were several people that said that they really liked it too, that it was flavorful. I thought that it was overall pretty good, but the thing is that I kind of I added a little bit more rice. I used the recipe, but then I kind of went off of it just a little bit because I was doubling the recipe, but I also wanted to make sure that it was I had more vegetables, because it was just supposed to be a broccoli rice cheese kind of side. I wanted to do more vegetables, so I used a handful of different types of frozen vegetables. I used mixed veggies, regular broccoli, and then also cauliflower, a cauliflower California blend kind of thing. So I had cauliflower and broccoli and carrots in it. So anyways, I ended up doing that, whereas it only said to add one bag of broccoli, and I think that would totally not have been enough, especially since it was more supposed to be a vegetable side dish. So anyways, it ended up though turning out really well. I ended up, like I said, I changed the recipe maybe just a little bit to kind of fit, and the only thing I will say is that I think for the amount that I ended up cooking it for, I did 2 cups of uncooked rice, and the recipe said to do again 2, because I was doubling it, so it said do 1 cup, so I doubled it. I did 2 cups and then added more vegetables, but it still said that it was gonna make more cooked rice. Normally I thought that when rice cooked, it almost always doubled anyway. So it said 1 cup uncooked rice would be 3 cups of cooked rice, and I always thought that was normally it should have been just 2 cups of cooked rice. So anyways, I actually thought I was adding less rice, but when I doubled the recipe, I feel like it could have used instead of 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, I used 2. I think it could have possibly used 3. And just then a little bit more, so that it didn't really dry out or anything like that. Kind of just a little bit more moist kind of, but like I said, it was not bad at all. It wasn't it was dry or anything like that. And also too, I did end up I put it back in the oven from before we left from here so that it was warm when we got there, but then we didn't eat right away either too, so my aunt threw it back in the oven, I think, for a little while just to kind of reheat it. So it was back in the oven a couple times to warm back up again, kind of reheating it in the oven. So that also could have possibly been why. But even too, when I was making it, it wasn't quite as moist, and so like I said, I probably would have ended up adding a second can and maybe a little bit of milk or something like that, just so that it was a little bit more, I think the ratio of rice to cream of mushroom and the milk would have been better. But anyways, it was overall really good, and a bunch of people said that they really liked it, which was awesome. But anyways though, but back to that, earlier again too, we did end up doing breakfast. My dad ended up making eggs and bacon on the Blackstone today, because it was actually pretty nice out, and then at the end of of the day, it's raining, and it's been raining kind of. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so while we finally have like nice weather again, you know, for me and Jack to go walking, it's supposed to be raining tomorrow, so we're probably not going walking. It's, you know, it was nice enough today to be able to do that, and my mom made like a fruit salad, so we ended up doing like that and kind of some stuff for breakfast. And then we ended up opening our Easter baskets. My mom, she likes to kind of go all out on Easter baskets. It's funny, she likes, I don't know if I would say she likes Easter more than Christmas, but she definitely, I want to say kind of, I don't even want to say like organizes it more, but like she really likes making sure that like we have like Easter basket type stuff, and like, you know, like candies, and then she also almost always gets like a gift and stuff like that, or I should say the Easter bunny, make sure of that. But anyways, we ended up getting you know, little gifts as well. I think it was like monetary, like, you know, everybody got around the same price ish, kind of, if that makes sense. And so I'll share with you guys what I got. Funny enough, I just put this on my Amazon list the other day, or like, you know, again, maybe a little while ago, because I really wanted to get the Barbie vinyl record, which is so cool. It actually has the hot pink vinyl, so the actual vinyl is like pink, which is super cool. But I'm super into my you know, my records, and I love the Barbie album, and so I ended up putting that on my Amazon list. I wasn't even expecting like to get it or anything like that. It was just something that I was like, oh, like, you know, again too, if I wanted to, maybe I'll get that. Along with one of the records that I also wanted to get was the Wicked, has, I think it's maybe like an anniversary vinyl or something like that, but I loved Wicked, like the musical, and I loved the soundtrack to that too. And then when I was in there, I saw that Barbie was like suggested or whatever, so I ended up adding it to my list. My mom said that she ended up going through and finding things that were like on people's Amazon list, which again too, I didn't like share with anybody or like tell anybody like, oh, these are things that are on my Amazon list that like I really wanted, but my mom ended up finding that that was on my list and ended up getting it. Along with also too, we ended up getting, again, little Easter baskets, along with all kinds of little candies and stuff like that as well. But then after that, again too, we did kind of Easter baskets, and then we ended up, shortly after that, kind of went over to my aunt and uncle's house, and we ended up doing like dinner and dessert and, you know, that kind of stuff, which is really fun because actually it's kind of funny. I think I've shared with you guys too, like as I've been going through like family photos and stuff like that, it's so funny to see like some of the photos of like super extended family and stuff like that. And when I say like extended family, it'll be like my grandma's like sisters, like, again, that's whose pictures I'm going through, so let's start there. But then like her husband, his side of the family, like they would be involved with things, or like somebody else's, like, you know, like in-laws would like get invited to, like, you know, again to like that weren't like blood related or like related to like us specifically, like, if that makes sense. Like a lot of times it would just be like extended family of like family's family and like that kind of stuff. So it was really cool today, was actually when we again too went over to my aunt and uncle's house. It's like my grandma's sister, like it was her daughter who was hosting Easter, and so it was over at her house and her husband. And normally whenever they have Easter, like she does it, she's done it for forever, like before I was born, before like they had kids, before they moved into the house they currently live in, and they lived in there ever since their kids were little. And my oldest cousin, who's a year and a half older than me, she, you know, like, so they've been having Easter and, you know, hosting it and that kind of stuff for a really long time, probably ever since like they were first married. But then her husband's side of the family, they would always come to like, you know, Easter and stuff like that, so we're always really close with them, even though again too, like they're not blood related or anything like that, and it's like again too extended family and like that kind of stuff. You know, and again too, it's like because it's my aunt's husband's side of the family and stuff like that. But one of the, I guess, cousins sort of, just because like she's kind of my age, she's older than my oldest cousin by like a couple years, I think, like maybe 3-4 years or something like that, maybe a little bit more. But I've never like called her like my cousin, I guess, but like I've never like, again too, I just call her by her name. So like, You know, it's not like an aunt or something like that. You call aunt so-and-so or uncle so-and-so. It's just because she would be like kind of like a cousin almost. You just kind of like I said, called her by her name. But she just recently had a baby, and so her in-laws actually ended up coming to Easter. So it's like, again, too, so far, like again, too, like my aunt's husband's family's like side of the in-laws, kind of like stuff like that. It was her baby's first Easter. Like they, I think, wanted to kind of have like family, you know, like there and stuff like that as well. And so it was really nice to like get to meet them and stuff like that. They were super sweet people as well. And her baby is so stinking cute. Again, too, as I've been telling you guys, like I've been going through these pictures and like all this kind of stuff. It's like so many of like extended family would like come to like family parties and like all this kind of stuff. And again, too, it's like I said, you know, my uncle's side of the family, but it's like his side of the family's in-laws, you know, like that kind of stuff. It's like so far removed from like my side of the family. But again, too, it's just like it's a holiday, and like everybody's welcome to come, you know, for like those kind of holidays and stuff like that, and to be able to celebrate and stuff. And again, too, what I thought was funny was, as I've been going through the pictures, I found a picture from one of my first Easters that was at my aunt and uncle's, the same house that we had Easter at today, with, again, too, my older, I guess, like I said, she'd kind of be like my cousin, you know, her there, and like she was like her, and then my cousin, like we were all like in the same like room, like, you know, pictures. Like it was like a first Easter kind of thing, you know. Again, too, my mom took pictures, and again, too, it was my cousin, and then like I said, my other kind of cousin, you know, extended cousin, you know, like all in the picture. And it was funny because I was like, I was about the same age probably that, like, again, her baby is now, that's like for Easter, and it's like the same house. It's, you know, again, too, with family and stuff like that. That's the thing that I just find really cool. So like I said, it was really neat to get to kind of, again, to meet her in-laws, I guess, as well. Like I said, they were super sweet, and her little baby is just so stinking cute. I'm almost like so excited to like getting to feed little baby food and like that kind of stuff, because she hasn't done it in so long. And like, again, too, like my youngest cousins are like the age of like Jack, and like that's like, you know, again, too, a little bit younger than like Jack, so they're, again, too, in their like teens at least now. Like those were like the last kind of babies in the family. Like nobody else has had like babies since, and so that's kind of the first one since then. So it was really neat to like I said, get to spend Easter with them and everything. But overall, like I said, we had a really fun Easter this year. Like I said, getting to spend it with family and getting to do all the celebrating and food and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, again, to spend time with family. Like Matthew was home since yesterday. He was home overnight, and like, you know, again, to that kind of stuff. But you know, we got to spend, you know, again, the weekend together, and also too, like I said, with extended family as well too, and all the family. So anyways, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed. I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see y'all very soon. Jenny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.